Hello, friends and followers. Welcome back to TJ's Modeling Bench. We are very close to having the Phantom finished. I'm getting all the paint details done, all the little things done. The only thing I really have left to do is get the decals on. So this video is just going to wrap up where we are to this point prior to decals, and then it'll just be the last video will be the finished product, I hope. So I'm not going to bore you with putting on all the decals, but I am going to show you what we've got done so far up to this point. Today is Memorial Day, the 25th of May here in the United States, where we memorialize all of our past warfighters, men and women who gave their lives to serve and to protect this country. And I had to work today, although many people did have today off, so I didn't get as much bench time as a lot of people might have, but I am getting some yet this evening, and that's when I'm recording this now, actually. So yeah, let me move the camera and we'll show you what we've gotten done so far. So the main colors are now on, and I was all screwed up before when I was saying what was what, but all right, so on the bottom side, this is all light ghost gray, Federal Standard number 36375. And of course, the wheel wells have yet to be painted in the white, but those will get masked off and then painted. On the top side, you have haze gray on the top wing tips, around the tops and sides of the intakes, and along the side and around the nose of the canopies. And then on the vertical stabilizer, both sides, is also the haze gray. And then the horizontal stabs are mostly the haze gray on top, minus the bare metal sections closer to the root. And then on the bottom side, there's a small patch of the haze gray with the metal, bare metal at the bottom, and then more of the light ghost gray near the tips of those. So next step will be to start, I'll probably throw a clear coat down first, make it all nice and smooth. Then we'll start laying decals. I still have the one-piece canopy on here for the time being. Shortly I will remove that. And let me tell you, the paints I've been using, this MRP brand, I love this stuff. It sprays so nicely. For these, I've mainly been using my Gallery Swallowtail with the larger needle in it. I think it's the 0.5, if I'm not mistaken. On a very low pressure, I'm probably spraying less. A working pressure of less than 10 psi for sure, but they just lay down so nice. So I highly recommend MRP paints, and they are an acrylic lacquer, but I have had no issue spraying these at all. Very, very, very good paint. The only thing worse than masking canopies is having to mask canopies twice because you sprayed the wrong color the first time. Yep. In the voice of Homer Simpson, oh! I wanted to show you guys just a little paint trickery that I did with these tires and wheels, the tires specifically. So we sprayed our wheels with the white, and then we masked those off so that we could spray the tires. And I don't know how visible it really is on camera. And in fact, with my own eyes, it's just barely perceptible, but it is there. And what I'm talking about is, so when I sprayed the tires, I used Tamiya rubber black, right? Did the whole thing, rubber black. Then once that was dry and cured, I came back with the Mr. Surfacer 1500 black and sprayed just the sidewalls, so the outside and the inside of each tire. And hopefully it's showing up on the camera, but there's a slight color difference and a slight sheen difference between the sidewall and the tread. So the sidewall has almost a semi-gloss sheen to it, and it's more black, whereas the tread is a slightly flatter sheen, and it's almost really a very dark gray in comparison. And to me, that better represents real life. You know, once the tires are on the aircraft and it's rolling, it doesn't have to be a touchdown landing at high speed. Just rolling across the taxiway starts to scuff that tread. And when that happens, there is a color difference because of that wearing down of the tread, that scuffing. So, like I said, I don't know if it's real visible on camera or not, but sitting here, I can see a difference. And I honestly think that better matches what you would see in the 1-to-1 version of this. And I've got nearly all of the smaller bits and pieces in paint, as well as some photo etch detail placards and things that are going on. Everything's starting to look really, really good. Up here I've got the res kit pylons, and in one of the last videos where I showed these off, I showed that they've got these like winglets on them where they attach to the where they attach to the underside of the wing. And what I found was that the Hasegawa kit, because the kit parts don't have those attached to it, so I wasn't really sure. Well, the wing on the kit actually has those pieces molded into it, and I didn't realize that in the beginning. But right here is where the inboard pylons sit, and you'll see these pieces here on either side. That's where those winglets are that are part of the res kit molding. But what I did was I removed them completely on the inboard ones, so they'll get glued into place as such. And then the outboard ones, those only had these two winglets, but they will fit in here, something like that. So those I didn't have to worry about so much. Like I said, they're molded into the res kit, but the Hasegawa kit has them molded into the wing instead of part of the actual pylon. One of the next tasks, and this one has me a little, tense, I guess I could say, is adding all the canopy frames and the frame rails that'll go into the fuselage. I've sprayed it all with the Mr. Surfacer 1500 black, because they do have a black paint from what I've seen in reference photos, and I think the primer black is going to be just perfect for that. So we'll have to get all that cut out and then attached to our canopies, and I'll show you that when we're done. And then like on the rear, well actually front and rear canopies, they've got mirrors, and for those we'll just end up brush painting it with this Fusion Firm chrome. I think it's going to work just fine for that. I'm still trying to get little fiddly bits done, little details. Still working on final paint. That'll still need a clear coat before we do decals, and then we'll do a matte coat and some weathering to it. But one of the things that I'm not terribly happy with is the pitot tube. It just doesn't look, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. And I didn't buy an aftermarket one for it, so I'm going to try to make one. And I've got some micro tubing. This is Albion Alloys, and this is aluminum tubing. And it's telescopic, which means that this piece will slide into the other one carefully. supposed to. There it goes. All right. So I think in the end I'm going to like this a lot better. And then I'm going to try to cut off this end that goes into the nose of the radome and glue our new pitot tube to it. I don't know. I may have to create that piece out of a scrap of styrene, actually, because I don't think I can drill it out without ruining it. And if I make a piece out of styrene, then I can just put my whole pitot tube beyond the base of it so that our tubing becomes our pin. So that's what I'm going to try. All right, we got our new pitot tube, but for the base, so here's the base that I cut off of the original piece. And I was going to try to carve something out of a piece of sprue, but several of the smaller drill bits that I need have busted, and I don't have replacements. So I was thinking maybe what I'll do instead is I'll get some of my UV resin out, and we'll create a blob of resin on the end, and then hopefully I can shape it, or I may even just wait until I'm ready to put it on the model and then use the UV resin at that point and maybe shape it. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I think this looks a lot better than that. I've also started to paint some of our weapons, our stores that are going on the aircraft. So the missiles, all the Sparrows, are in primer black right now. They'll get white paint and some gray and others. This one, the AGM-65, still needs a little bit of detail paint, but it is in olive drab. This is the, what is this? ALQ-113, I believe. It's a electronic countermeasures pod. This will get white as well, I believe, or possibly gray. I got to double check that. And then these are all of our Mark 82 bombs in olive drab. And this is the pylon, or the rail actually, that the AGM-65 slides onto. And it's really kind of cool because it actually does slide on and hang there like the real one does. And then of course there's decals that go on all of this. So still quite a bit of work to do really with decals, but we'll get there. All right, so that's where we're at. Again, the next video should be our final reveal of this video, and hopefully that's not more than a week from now. So please stay tuned. If you come here pretty regular and you have not yet subscribed, please do. I'd appreciate that very much. Anyway, I hope you all are looking forward to a great summer here in the United States. And for those of you on the other side of the world, I hope your winter isn't too brutal and cold. Anyway, till the next one, y'all. Peace and love.